Welcome to StopFake, the place where we set the record straight on fakes about Ukraine.
Since Ukrainian volunteers launched StopFake in 2014, the project has not only played an essential role in debunking fake or misleading Russian media reports, it also raised awareness worldwide of Russia's undeclared information warfare campaign in Europe. The initiative has come a long way since its humble beginnings at the Kyiv-Mohyla School of Journalism at the height of the Kremlin's war in eastern Ukraine. For its co-founder, Yevhen Fedchenko, the Russian-backed war on truth puts Ukraine and journalism at stake.
We started at a very critical moment for survival of Ukraine, because it was really the issue of existential survival for our country back in 2014. And it's still an open issue. We still need to struggle to keep our sovereignty. And the second issue was very journalistic, because when we are dealing with disinformation is killing journalism. Fake news are killing journalism.
The StopFake project is a multimedia platform which produces a weekly TV show and podcasts displayed online. The team recently launched Your Right to Know, a monthly newspaper for residents in eastern Ukraine to oppose Russia's information monopoly in the region. It is a pressing matter for Canadian TV anchor Marcus Oprun.
For me, this is like being on the front line. What StopFake has started back 3 years ago was to counter all forms of Russian propaganda, basically blatant lies. And I think that is incredibly important for the West and the rest of the world to understand that a lot of the information that they're being fed, or even the manner in which Russians tend to deal with their Western counterparts, is suspicious and should be suspicious.
Even if this task requires rigor and a constant vigilance, he also insists on the fact that humor is the key to debunk fake news.
A lot of the stuff that's coming out of the Kremlin is just ridiculous and therefore very funny. But people actually believe some of this stuff. And this is a problem, clearly. So I think sometimes the comedic element or adding a little bit of satire is a good way to get people to their defenses down, to see that, yeah, you know what, maybe Ukraine isn't responsible for the iodine 131 that's been floating around Europe.
StopFake used to rely heavily on crowdfunding, but now the British Embassy in Kyiv and the businessman George Soros' Open Society Foundation have become the initiative's main support. It is a reference for 30 Ukrainian TV channels, and it is an important tool as a lot of people still rely on television to get information.
I think we have to take everything with a pinch of salt these days, a nice English expression. I think we can't always believe what we hear. I think the truth is somewhere there. So more or less, I will always rely to a certain extent on news that I see on television, but I will always approach that with a skeptical mind as well.
The newscast is translated in 10 languages, including English, German, French, and Portuguese, to help debunk fake news around the world.